we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live on the road today at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue on an absolute gorgeous Tuesday, 18th day of March. We got baseball coming up today. The Cyclones and Sullivan East. They played yesterday at East, and the Cyclones won at 11-7. So the return match for the conference home opener today, 4:45 airtime. Jackson Jude and yours truly going to bring it to you from Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark, ready to bring it for the first of many baseball games this season, all the way up to the tournament. We hope all the way to the state tournament. That's the goal for Coach Mike Korn, the first-year coach for the Cyclones. But for now, we are here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Boom. On show number 2250. We're clipping along. We're going for 2,300. So we got 50 more shows at 5 a week. So you can do the math. Probably, what would it put me? Without any time off, that would put you at early June, maybe 2,500 show, or 2,500 show. I'm sorry, 2,300 show. So anyway, we'll just click them off one by one by one. So good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. We are here, and again, it is an absolute gorgeous day. It's going to be in the low 70s here again in the hills of East Tennessee with plenty of sunshine. So a great time to come by Phil's Dream Pit. Now, Michaela's going to join us coming up here in a few minutes. If you got an event coming up you're already planning, I got folks planning field days, graduation parties, prom parties, you name it, wedding receptions, class reunions, on and on and on. You want to come here and either have them catered for you, or at the minimum, let them sell you the meat by the pound. And they've got it here, again, at Phil's Dream Pit, and they sell a ton of meat by the pound here. I mean, they fly it out of here. They've got a food truck out on the road now. Food truck today is at Boones Creek Elementary. Brian's there, the owner of the company, running the food truck today. So meat by the pound, they've got that. They got the sampler platters, got the daily specials. Got some folks in there head up right in front of me here eating pulled pork, throwing it down. I got him some beans. You can't go wrong with baked beans here. Whoo, doggies, it's good stuff. Your sides here at Phil's: baked beans, hash brown casserole, coleslaw, tater salad, macaroni salad, mac and cheese. Those are the different options you can get for the sides here at Phil's Dream Pit. Lots going on. We got basketball starting tonight. All the hoopla and all the hubbub about North Carolina getting into the big dance. You got to win to get in, so they play tonight. And they got 2 games tonight and 2 games on Thursday to set the field of 64. The NIT starts tonight. We'll take a look at that. Brendan Sweeney's going to join us, the assistant athletic director from Milligan. Good things going on in the land of the Buffaloes. We love promoting Milligan. We love promoting Elizabethton. So we will take a look at that coming up here in a little while. Also, Jeff Beverly stops by. Bevo, as we call him. He and I have been together for 30-some years. Well, the Big Orange update. Tennessee's baseball team swept the Gators over the weekend, consensus number 1 in the country in college baseball, and with good reason. And that's a pretty good way to start your SEC schedule, sweeping the Florida Gators at home at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. So he'll tell us about that. Football recruiting, spring football practice is rolling. Of course, the men play Wofford on Thursday. The Lady Vols play South Florida on Friday in Columbus. And so it's here. It's up and running, March Madness. So we'll get a complete update on what's going on in Tennessee sports from Jeff, and he'll be here in a little while. Now, before we get into the national anthem, get this thing going, today's the last day. If you've not bid on these items, here it is. It ends at 6 o'clock tonight, about an inning or two in our baseball broadcast. It's an elite sports card and sports memorabilia online auction event. All kinds of stuff. Paul Skeens, a 35th anniversary Chrome Auto baseball card, graded PSA. I have no clue what that means. You probably do if you collect cards. Anyway, they got all these. A Rudy Redinger from the movie Rudy, signed a Notre Dame football jersey. A Dan Marino autograph jersey it's authenticated. A Ronald Acuna Jr. authenticated autograph jersey. All this, again, through 6 o'clock tonight. It's been going on since last Monday, 2 weeks ago. There it is. Go to collinsandcompany.info and get that final bid in, because they'll shut them down at 6 o'clock tonight. So there you go, collinsandcompany.info, and that ends tonight at 6. We've got lots to talk about. We've got a national anthem to play and get started here. We'll go right into college basketball. The final AP polls are out. We'll take a look at that. As we said, NIT starts tonight for the gentlemen. They play in games tonight for March Madness in Dayton, Ohio, University of Dayton Arena. So all that coming up. Let's get it cranked. Let's get it rolling. Who gets to step up and sing the national anthem of the greatest country in the world. I would, but I don't want to embarrass myself. So, anyway, thanks for being with us yesterday. We had a great time at Chick-fil-A and Elizabeth. We passed the test. I kept thinking, okay, we're going to get through this, and we are, and we did. Here are the Kingdom Airs out of Dollywood, the official Southern Gospel group. They were gracious enough to record the national anthem for the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Here they be. We'll jump in some college basketball on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
1, 2. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It's exciting Elizabeth and Cyclone baseball. Hi, this is Tom Taylor, inviting you to join Jackson, Judah, and yours truly for the conference home opener this Tuesday at Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark. The Sullivan East Patriots come to town, 4:45 airtime, 5 o'clock first pitch. Video and audio of the Cyclones home opener against the Sullivan East Patriots. Again, it all starts at 4:45 this Tuesday here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go Cyclone baseball. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us live at Phil's Dream Pit. Pulled in the parking lot, just smell it. Whew, been cooking all night long with the smoker out back. Oh, young man over here said it's the lunch of champions. He's got pulled pork, he's got baked beans, and hash brown casserole. They're coming in here. They're closed on Monday, so Tuesday through Saturday, this place rocks from 11 to 7. And when you've been off for 2 days, everybody's hankering for some great barbecue. They in here big time, and we appreciate that very much. And, of course, lunchtime just getting ready to get cranked up. Final poll, the AP basketball poll is out. Number one team in the country, the Duke Blue Devils. Can they maintain that? Can they get it done? I've talked to a lot of folks yesterday in my travels. A lot of folks don't think Duke's got the horses to win it. We'll see. Well, most of them say Houston does not. They think they're going to go out early. Sweet 16 or before. I don't know about that, but I don't know if Houston's got the horses. I mean, you just never know. We can sit here and speculate all day long. The bottom line is the team that, for my money, that has the horses to get it done is Florida. They're ranked third this week. Duke, Houston, Florida, Auburn, St. John's, Tennessee at number 6. Alabama's ranking at number 7, Michigan State 8. 9th is Texas Tech, and rounding out the top 10 is Louisville. And as we always say, and it's true, you can't ever count out Michigan State because of Tom Izzo. He is a tournament coach. So is Rick Pitino at St. John's. At your top 10, 11th is Maryland, 12th is Clemson, Wisconsin holds down 13th, 14th is Michigan, 15th is Iowa State. 16th this week, Memphis, 17th BYU, the Kentucky Wildcats are ranked 18th this week. 19th is Texas A&M, and rounding out the top 20 is St. Mary's. Then you have Arizona, Purdue, Missouri, Gonzaga, and Oregon. Those are the teams comprising the top 25 this week in men's college basketball final poll. So, now, what do you think of this story here? I like this. Which way do you follow this one? South Alabama season is over. Coach says we're not going to play in the NIT. South Alabama's season is over after the team's NIT invitation was rescinded in a manner Coach Richie Riley says, quote, unacceptable. He was informed late Sunday night that his team had been invited to the NIT because UC Riverside, University of California Riverside, had declined its invitation due to a previous commitment to play in the College Basketball Invitational, which is a tournament which is not sanctioned by the NCAA. Shortly after Riley told his team we're going to be in NIT, UC Riverside got out of its commitment to the CBI, and they said we're going to go to the NIT. So the coach says, I tell my guys, they said, okay, let's go in, let's play it. Okay. So I tell the team. Then they call back, the Sun Belt Conference commissioner calls back, whatever time it was, and says, no, UC Riverside is back in, and he had to do this. Coach says this is unacceptable, and he's right. That is no class. You made the commitment. You being the NIT and the NCAA, you made the commitment. NIT and Sun Belt Conference called South Alabama's invitation premature in the statements and apologized to the program. No, you don't do it that way. And that's how they did it. So they tell them, hey, you're going to go to the NIT because UC Riverside's going to go to the CBI. UC Riverside's changed their mind and said, nah, we're going to go to the NIT. So they called back South Alabama and said, sorry, you're not going. It is bush leagues, very unacceptable, very unprofessional. It is what it is. Train rolls on, but I salute Richie Riley, the coach at South Alabama, saying it's unacceptable, and it is. So, hello, Ginger Schnell. That's a new name. Thank you, man, for watching. Hello, Danny Wilson. We're live here at Phil's Dream Pit. The quest for a perfect barbecue. Whew, you talking about good. Now, this is good. These boys, they're coming in. I love it. We open at 11, and we're here till 7. We're not, but they are every day, Tuesday through Saturday. Another coach got fired, Tobin Anderson from Iona. They fired him, so the coaching carousel continues after just 2 seasons. Former coach of Fairleigh Dickinson, who orchestrated an upset over top-seeded Purdue back in 2023. Look, what have you done for me lately? Fired him, let him go. So looking for a new coach at Iona. Then you get, this is a great story here. This is, we go back to college basketball is a big business. Here's the new agreement by the NCAA. Just came out this morning. They have agreed to permanently drop its rule prohibiting athletes from negotiating with the NIL until after they enroll in school. Now, I said, no, that's not the way it's going to go now. Interesting. So now Tom Taylor can cut the deal. What kind of money you going to pay me before I enroll in school? The previous deal was you wait till you get after enrolling school, and then they're going to cut the deal, sit down and work out the NIL. Now they've come out and said, no, here's how we're going to do it. Now you can cut the deal before you enroll in school, so it becomes a sweepstakes. I'm a hot rod basketball player. I want to go to Tennessee, and they said, we're going to pay you, pick a number, I don't know, $5,000 a month. Okay. Let me think about that. Then I called, and Kentucky calls me and says, we'll pay you $7,000. Okay. Now, the rule was, until this morning, you couldn't cut any deals after you enrolled in school. Now it's become the Wild Wild West sweepstakes. You can cut a deal before you enroll in school. So it just comes down purely to a money sweepstakes and what are you going to do for me? And then that's how it's become. That's what it is. So that's the brand new rule from the NCAA. So it just continues to prove that it's big business. It's a minor league basketball is the NBA. Minor league football from the National Football League. And minor league baseball, not so much, but minor league baseball, or rather college baseball is a minor league team from Major League Baseball program. So there you go. They've changed the rules as of this morning. You no longer have to enroll in school and then cut the deal. You can cut the deal before you enroll, and if you don't like what A school's offering, you go to the B school or C school. College basketball tonight, who's playing? March Madness playing games, St. Francis and Alabama State. And all the hoopla about North Carolina, they play tonight against San Diego State. So if you win, you're in. So everybody's up on ours because they gave it to, including the governor of West Virginia, is looking into an NCAA probe as to why West Virginia got snubbed. Let me tell you why West Virginia got snubbed. Bubba Cunningham, the athletic director of North Carolina, is chairman of the NCAA selection committee. Now, his argument is, well, I left the room. Okay, but here's how this works. Come on now. We're not stupid. When he leaves the room, says, by God, we better be in this. You better get us in this tournament. I'm going to go down the hall. You know what you should do. You vote your conscience or whatever. So the head dog walks out of the room. That's his alibi. So, well, I wasn't even in the room. I didn't make the decision. Okay. Our phones have text on them, don't they? Make sure we're in. Well, I sure would hope you guys see it in your heart to put the Tar Heels into the tournament. Anyway, they play tonight. If they win, then they move on. If they don't, they're eliminated. So they've got their opportunity for Hubert Davis and Tar Heels. We'll see. So those are the two games tonight. St. Francis and Alabama State, and North Carolina and San Diego State, both playing in Dayton. And so the winners will move on. Losers will say sayonara. We're here live. Brendan Sweeney's here, athletic director, assistant athletic director from Milligan University. He just walked in the door. He joins us coming up next. We're live here after this from Brumman Sports Shop. Cyclone baseball today. Home opener, season opener. We got the East Patriots on the air. They won yesterday. They played the conference back and forth. So the conference opener, we beat them 11-7 at East. And so tonight we'll open things up at Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark, home of the River Riders. 4:45 airtime, 5 o'clock first pitch. We'll go video and audio. Cyclone baseball. Beautiful day to play 7 on a gorgeous Tuesday. Elizabethton baseball. Back after this with Brendan Sweeney on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton with your favorite school's T-shirts, polos, or hoodies. They can put your school, church, or company's logo on lots of different styles of hats, including Nike and Richardson and now Travis Matthew. Windbreakers, sublimated shirts, pullovers, koozies. They can order for any area school and your favorite team. Dry fit sleeveless hoodies, Nike dry fit t-shirts, women's and toddler sizes. You can order any uniform for any sport, including the pants or shorts from Brumman Sports Shop. And they always have a clearance rack to save you money. Plaques, trophies, medals, and ribbons, and all the engraving is done in-house. And they offer hard-to-find Letterman jackets of your favorite school for guys, ladies, and now elementary and middle school athletes too. And they offer all the different sports patches as well. Brumman Sports Shop, downtown Elizabethton, Facebook, Instagram, website, BrummanSportsShop.com, phone 542-2321, Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton. Buddy Michaela Miller from Phil's Dream Pit, catering. Tell us catering opportunities using Phil's Dream Pit.
Well, where do I start? You call me, you tell me how many people you want. It's $13.99 per person. It'll be a 15% gratuity on top of that with a $200 setup and serve fee. And what that's going to get you is me and a team of 5 or 6, depending on how many I need, will come out. I'll set up my food. I make your sandwiches. We'll serve all your sides. We clean up, get out of your hair, and you never know we were there.
What are the options on the menu?
Pretty much it's open game.
Anything?
Open game.
Yep.
Okay, the hash brown casserole. We don't do the hash brown casserole in bulk or catering at all.
349-6437. Catering opportunities for any event coming up. Give them a call right here at Phil's Dream Pit. The quest for perfect barbecue, catering any event. Call her, ask for Michaela, and let her step you through how she can help you with catering from Phil's Dream Pit. One of our great sponsors on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and on Cyclone Football. And back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we are live here again at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. We're joined by our buddy, Brendan Sweeney, assistant athletic director of Milligan University. How you doing, sir?
Doing well. How about you, Tom?
Are you hungry?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Phil's Dream Pit always brings it. So.
Oh, yeah. They bring it on. So, got these guys here eating a brisket sandwich. What'd you have?
I had the brisket sandwich.
Brisket sandwich? Pulled pork? Pulled pork. What's your sides? Baked beans and... Oh, baby. So, they've been closed. They're closed on Sundays and Mondays. So, Tuesday through Saturday, they rock it from 11 to 7. Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. And hello, Jared Sheffield. Hello to Rick Ranson down in Pensacola watching. Rick, what's the weather like today in Pensacola? Yesterday it was in the 40s. Overnight low in the 40s, going to be in the low 70s today in Pensacola, which I guess is Pensacola a spring break destination?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess any beach is a spring break destination.
Yep.
I would think. So anyway, hello to Rick. Thanks for watching the show. We're here live again at Phil's Baseball today at 4:45. So let's jump in and go. We got lots to talk about. We had a great run by the Lady Buffs.
Yep.
Got into the national tournament. Won the first round over the Hustling Owls of Oregon Tech. Ran into a big team, tall team, talented team, the Marion Lady Knights, and so season comes to an end with a great run.
Oh, it sure was. I mean, it's the first time that Milligan's won a national tournament game since 1998-99. So it's been 26 years since a win at the national level, and so that's a huge accomplishment for this squad.
Absolutely. And of course, they ran through the tournament at Meadowviews like Sherman went to Atlanta. They really had a good run in the tournament. And they've got a great nucleus coming back. They lose some great ladies. Emma Herrig, you lose J.C. Jenkins, you lose Lauren Longmire. I'm going to leave somebody out. You'll know them better than I do. So those are three. There's who else am we losing? Shouldn't never went down this road trying to remember.
It's for that are on the varsity roster. It's those three.
Those three?
And then,
Okay.
We'll still have Samaj Clark will be back. McKenna Myers will be back. So you've got three of your starters, Lena Lyon being the other that will be back, and then just have to add a couple more.
Yep. And so she's on the recruiting trail. And, when you go to the national tournament, let's face it, becomes a little bit easier to recruit because the name recognition, you're out there going, oh, okay, these guys aren't 0-20. These guys won their tournament. They went to the national. I'm interested. It opens doors, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
When you've got a team that is competitive, the best players always want to come to that team. So, Milligan's really starting to get back to that really consistent competitive program that we want to see our basketball programs get to be, and they've definitely gotten to that point now, getting to the national tournament and getting a national win. That's definitely a notable thing for recruits.
No question. Hello, Pete Welch. Hello to, Joanne Rose. That's a new name. Thank you, ma'am. Irene Bailey, Ginger Schnell. We said hello to you earlier, and Danny Wilson. Thank you all for watching the show. We're here live at Phil's Dream Pit. The hostess with the mostest is Tara. She's in here. She works hard. Look at her grinning. She works, keeps the tables clean, brings the food to you. Customer service personified here again at Phil's Dream Pit, no question. Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. If you're coming from Johnson City, come off the interstate. You're past Aver Trucking, you're 1,000 yards off the interstate. Very easy to find. If you're coming from Kingsport in that direction, you get off at Eastern Star, come back over top of the interstate, boom, you're there. So it's not like it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's right here, right off the Interstate 26, and it's a good place to eat. He's getting ready. What do you normally get, by the way?
Normally I get the pulled pork sandwich, and probably going to get it again.
There you go. Can't go wrong. What sides do you get?
I think I've had a couple different ones, but the beans are really good. Love the beans. And then mac and cheese I've had before. Those are great. That's great as well. I'll probably do mac and cheese and baked beans.
That's what I'm going to do when I get off. Get a little mac and cheese and beans pregame meal for Cyclone baseball this afternoon. Let's take a look at the men's team. Again, they got to the national tournament, but they lose University of Cumberland's and Williamsburg, Kentucky. Just did not have a good day. Just one of those days. This wasn't what it needed to be to get it over the hump. Mac Rivers had an off shooting day. Sam Goldlettis was 17. Tomba had a double-double, so we just couldn't get that, as we called the game. We'd get there, you just couldn't get over the hump to get it done.
Yeah, it started strong. I think Cumberland started a little flat, but then they got going a little bit, and we kind of started to fall flat as the game got going. So unfortunate, but that was going to always be a tough game for us. Cumberland's is one of the highest scoring teams in the nation. I think they're third in the nation in scoring. And so that was always going to be tough for us to keep up with. But great job getting back to the tournament for the men this year. That hadn't been since the 17-18 season. So that's a good leap back to prominence for the team. And I'm sure they're hoping to keep it up. Tomba will be back next year, which should be a good piece for us to have.
Oh, it's huge in a literal sense.
Yeah.
The 7-footer. He got better every game. He's not played organized basketball all that long. He's from the Congo.
Yep.
And so, you can see him. He's a diamond in the rough, gets better every game. And can't wait to see with a summer worth of workout practice with Coach Robinson and getting ready for the next year. It's going to be a lot of fun to be a part of Milligan basketball next year. The bowling team heading off to the big show. Again, our coach of the year from Milligan. They jumped in and took off today. Where are they headed?
Yeah, they did. They're heading to Sterling Heights, Michigan, and they're heading the men and women to the NAI National Championships. So we're going to see. They're both 12-team fields, so 12-team national championships on the men's and women's side. The team's hoping to bring back the red banner this year for the first time in program history. And Coach Rickert this morning told me to tell you that he'll be on when he comes back with the red banner.
Absolutely. We're going to get him on today. As a matter, they were supposed to come out here today, but they took off to go to Michigan. So I'd rather wait when they come back with a championship anyway. So they've got a real good shot to doing that. And so that's your bowling team at Milligan. Then you look around, you take a look at baseball and softball. What's going on there right now?
Yeah, baseball and softball are in the midst of their seasons. The conference campaigns are underway. Our baseball squad sitting at 8-4 in conference play so far this season. They have only lost one series so far. It was against Reinhardt, who's number 6 in the nation. They took one out of those 3 games from them as well, so that's a huge win. And then our softball team is at 6-6 in the conference. Head coach Wes Hawley got his 1,000th win a week and a half ago out at Bluefield, so that was a huge accomplishment for him. He's second currently in the nation in active wins and third all time. So that's really impressive for him to get to that 1,000th win.
We're live here at Phil's Dream Bit. You see on the screen with our buddy Brandon Sweeney. We're going to get his take on the March Madness. And he and I were the head of the Raiders fan club in the Tri-Cities. He's president of VP. We're here. I don't know how many other people like the Raiders. Although I'm hearing more and more people saying, I like the Raiders and, they're making some good moves. We'll talk about that too. Yeah. Then you jump into track and field. Mm-hmm. Our ladies golf team ranked 10th in the country this week in AIA, so they're doing great things. They're out in California as we speak, participating in a tournament out there. So to get them all track and field, and our other spring sport is tennis. Is that correct?
Yeah, tennis as well. Yeah, they were supposed to play this weekend, but the rain did not cooperate, so they ended up having their games against against Pikeville postponed. Those would have been on the road. Actually, funny, the same day as baseball and softball were in Pikeville, so we had 3 different sports at Pikeville on the same day if the tennis hadn't been canceled. But they right now, tennis women played yesterday, women only because they went to Bernau, women's only school, and so the women ended up winning that one 5-2. So that's a good win for Milligan's women on the court.
Absolutely. So it's busy. Everything you want to know about Milligan sports, MilliganBus.com. So we had a chance to broadcast those games thanks to this man right here. He went above and beyond to make sure we could bring you those games from Williamsburg, Kentucky, and from Indianapolis, Indiana. So big shout out to Brendan because he said, hey, we're going to get them on. There's interest, and there was. And so we went back and looked. I double-checked last night after I got back home. We have crossed for the year volleyball and basketball for Milligan we're almost at 38,000 views. So that's going all the way back to volleyball to all the basketball. So you're out there, you're interested in Milligan sports, and we're excited about that. We got flag football coming up. We've got baseball and softball coming up. So we got spring sports as well. And the tournament, interestingly enough, I think it's really cool. Out of all the places they have basketball tournaments and the baseball, softball tournaments, are here in the Tri-Cities. I think that's cool because there's an advantage. Milligan, we're the closest school geographically, so every tournament game, and I think it proved to be the case at Meadowview, every tournament game should basically be an extension of Steve Lacy Fieldhouse or Anglin Field because we're the closest school.
Yeah, absolutely. And this year especially, our fans, they showed up big time at Meadowview for the basketball tournaments. They were there in full force, and they were loud, and it did feel like a home court advantage. So, it definitely is an advantage for us to have, baseball, softball, basketball, volleyball, all of those sports having their tournaments just down the road in Kingsport.
We love streaming the orange and black of Elizabeth, and we love streaming the orange and black of Milligan. It's easy to change your apparel when you go from an E to an M. It's pretty simple. So we got baseball today, by the way. Cyclone baseball home opener, conference home opener, I should say, against Sullivan East. Airtime 4:45, video and audio. First pitch at 5 o'clock. So we're going to give it a whirl, see if we can we can make it through. I think we can. 7 innings, so we'll do our best to hang right in there and bring it to you. So we're trying to I think they told us to pace ourselves. We're pacing ourselves, and so I've been told that by multiple people, including this guy right here, and of course Kerry told me to pace myself. So we're going to pace ourselves, but we're anticipating being there for the full 7 innings and bring you a ball game tonight between the Cyclones and the Sullivan East Patriots. Hello, Linda Birchfield. How you doing, lady? Thank you for watching. So let's switch gears. March Madness. Number one, North Carolina. Everybody's all fuzzed up about North Carolina getting in there. And West Virginia's governor, he wants to have an NCAA probe. You know, and I'm from West Virginia. I'm thinking, surely you got more to do running that state than go on a rabbit trail and find out why West Virginia was not invited to the NCAA tournament. But he is wanting to file an official probe into the NCAA. I'm thinking, look, it's real simple. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. What's your take on this?
Yeah.
Bubba Cunningham, the athletic director of North Carolina, may think he's the chairman of the selection committee. Now, his out was, he's probably a great guy. I've never met him. His out was, well, I left the room when they made the decision. Okay. But I'm not stupid and you're not stupid. It's like Brendan says, okay, you know, you're the selection committee, Tom. I'm with Milligan. I'm leaving the room. I hope you guys make the right choice. Think through this, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So what happened? They picked North Carolina. So you okay with that? Not okay? Is that what you take?
Yeah, I just think it's all about money,
Sure.
and it always will be. Now that there's so much money in college, in Division I college sports, it's anytime there's a chance for a committee or a group to make something financially advantageous,
Sure.
they're going to do it.
Absolutely.
And North Carolina's brand versus West Virginia's brand. North Carolina's brand is the one that they want in the tournament over West Virginia. They want Texas in the tournament, like over West Virginia. Like those schools that have massive brands that are recognizable, they want them in the tournament because that is going to make them so much more in terms of revenue. So I think that's the way that I see it, and it isn't fair.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is, and I don't think that that's going to change necessarily. If there's a situation like this in the future, I don't think it's going to be any different.
Tennessee fan base, huge. Notre Dame, I mean, you go down to big schools, you take a North Carolina, and I'm from West Virginia, so I can say this. A North Carolina fan base versus a West Virginia fan base, there's no question. I mean, it's not even up for debate. Not knocking West Virginia, just, it is what it is, and so their job is to put fannies in the seats, paid ticket admission to make money. That's what it is. It's all about money. Getting ready to give you a story here that broke this morning. Hello to Doug Wolf. Hello to Mikey Blevins. So here's the latest, greatest. I want to get your take on this. NCAA has agreed to permanently drop the rule prohibiting athletes from negotiating terms of NIL until after they enroll in school. They've changed it now. Now it's you can do it before you enroll in the school. So now it becomes a sweepstakes. Brendan's a hot rod baseball player, and he was. So we're down to Tennessee says, I don't pick one. I'll pay you $5,000 a month. Come down there. Okay. Well, he said, I'll let you know. Now, this rule until it changed this morning, you had to wait till after you enrolled in school, and then you start wheeling the deal. Well, at that point, they've got you. The school's got you because he's enrolled at Tennessee. Let's say Kentucky comes along and says, Brendan, you're a pretty good baseball player. They give you 5, we'll give you 7. He gets to sit back and negotiate now, wheel and deal, and then he enrolls in the school that's going to pay him the most money. So it's all changed, right back to what he said 30 seconds ago. College sports, you can say what you want to. It is big business, and you know that. I have a smart audience watching this show. You know that's exactly what it's all about. Major League Baseball college baseball is a minor league to MLB. College football has become a minor league to the NFL. And college basketball is rapidly becoming, well, probably more so than any of the other ones, becoming a minor league to the NBA. So now Brendan or Tom or whomever can cut the deal before they enroll in school. So now it's like, what are you going to do for me? Here we go.
Yep.
It's all about the scratch, as Daddy'd say.
Exactly.
All about the moolah. So that's the new rule came down this morning. North Carolina, can they beat San Diego State tonight?
I think they can.
Okay.
I think the thing is, like, in all honesty, I still think if North Carolina gets good matchups, I think like that first round matchup against San Diego State, I think they can win that game pretty easily. In fact, because San Diego State, I mean, they're playing in the Mountain West, which no knock on the Mountain West, but they've got 3 teams that are competitive to the level that can be in the tournament. the ACC, which North Carolina plays in, has double that, if not more. So they've been battle tested against teams that are better than them all year. San Diego State has not played as many teams that are better than them all year. So that's the thing. You put two teams like that up, it's really kind of an even playing field, almost even odds for either team to win. But I do think North Carolina can win that game, and I think West Virginia, if they were in that spot, would win that game as well.
Jeff Beverly joins us coming up 12:30, talking Tennessee sports. Tennessee's #1 consensus baseball team in America. They swept the Florida Gators. Pretty good way to start your SEC schedule, sweeping the Gators at Lindsey Nelson over the weekend. They're undefeated, #1 in the country. Well, he'll take a look at that. College or the spring practice going on in Tennessee football. It's kind of been under the radar because of basketball. The guys play Wofford. The ladies play South Florida in the March Madness. Softball, lady ball, softball's red hot right now. So he'll give us a complete rundown of Tennessee sports with the Big Orange Update coming up right around 12:30. So we can sit and go team by team, bracket by bracket. We probably don't time won't allow us to do that. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to give me, in your humble opinion, 5 teams right now going into March Madness you feel like have a legitimate shot at winning it all.
Okay, I think Houston has a shot.
Okay.
I think St. John's has a shot.
Definitely. We're 1 for 2. Okay.
I think that Duke has a shot.
All right.
Even if Flag, but they say he's going to be back. Even if Flag is out, I think they still have a shot.
Okay.
I think that.
I should be writing these down, I guess. So.
Who are my 2 other ones?
You need to see the bracket.
Michigan State.
Okay.
Michigan State is 1. And I think that it's a team from the SEC.
Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Okay.
Those are my top 5.
All right, we'll write these down. I'm going to see. I'm going to hold you to it. See if any of these guys. You got Florida.
Yep.
You got St. John's.
Yep.
You got Duke.
Duke.
All right. Who's the other 2 you said?
I said St. John's.
Oh,
Well,
Michigan
you already
State.
have St. John's, Michigan State, and Houston.
Houston.
Yep.
You think those are the 5 you got to watch out for to win it all?
That's what I think. I think those 5 are the teams that are going to have the best shot.
So there you go. Tennessee.
Right on the outside of that, their game against Florida to me was kind of
Revealing.
indicative.
Yeah.
I think, although if they don't face Florida, they could get there.
Yeah.
I just think Florida poses a problem for Tennessee.
Let's see. Who else out there that would jump? Well, you pretty much said the guys trying to look up and down the bracket without looking up and down the bracket. Teams are playing really well. You said Duke. Okay, Duke's playing well right now. Florida. I like St. John's because Patino. I
do too. I have them in the final in my bracket. So
Louisville may be a team to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think who else. I'm almost right there with you. I'm not sold on Houston, but I'm sold on the other 4. Florida, St. John's, Duke, and Michigan State. So Tennessee, they got I don't think there'll be any problem with Wofford. Then you're looking at a potential rematch with Kentucky. And, everybody's up in arms about, we have to play an SEC team. Well, with all the teams in the bracketing, it's inevitable you're going to run up against an SEC team at some point. I mean, it's what it is.
14 SEC teams
Yeah.
in the bracket. That
makes
it tough for you to not face an SEC team at some point.
Yeah. Out of 64 teams, 14 of them are from the SEC, which is quite a compliment, but there's a good chance we're going to run up against one of them.
Yep.
And with good reason, because the SEC is easily the power conference in college basketball.
Yeah, this
No
year
question.
especially, it's been very obvious.
All right, last thing before I let you go, we got our mantle up. I can talk to him all day long. Jeff Beverly joins us coming up here in just a few minutes. We're here live again at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Here it is. There it is. Now, if you've got, and again, she was telling me they got catering coming up from King University, got a catering. So folks are already planning summer activities, which is great. Here it is March, mid-March. So if you're looking for either food by the pound or a catering opportunity, for a class reunion, field day, vacation, Bible school, wedding reception, it goes on and on and on. Whatever your event is that you would need, I would encourage you to call these folks right out of the chute and say, what can you do for us? Because they've done it for 10 people. She did it last year, did it picnic for 1,000 people. So they can pull it off for you. 349-6437 is the number to call. Phil's Dream Pit. All right, so the NFL, our team, we got Geno Smith, the Raiders. So do I get ready to go to the Super Bowl this year or not? Not quite.
I don't think we're quite there yet, but I think
Don't make,
Geno
don't
Smith.
make me laugh. Makes my side hurt. Go
What I
ahead.
think is he's going to make it a much more respectable product to watch than what they've dealt with the last 2 years, especially. And so I'm happy with it. I think it definitely brings the respectability and a competitiveness that's been lacking. And I think beyond that, I think we've made some good moves on in free agency defensively. In the linebacking core, we've done a nice job. Landon Roberts is a nice signing from Pittsburgh. I think overall, as a team, right now we're in a much better spot than we were last season.
I'm trying to find this story the guy signed yesterday. I mean, here's my thing. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Here it is. Derek Stingley. You see this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. For Houston.
Yeah. So Max Crosby signed with the Raiders, and a couple of days later, Myles Garrett eclipses that. I mean, I'm trying to get this.
And to kind of add on to that too, like, good job by the Raiders to get ahead of that, because there are so many pass rushers that are gunning for new contracts, and they got ahead of it. They made Crosby the highest paid player, and now he's happy with what he's got, and now everybody else is going to have to go off of that. They're not having to pay that top dollar that's going to end up being the top amount. Myles Garrett got quite a bit more in his deal, and Micah Parsons is going to get a new deal. Trey Hendrickson's looking for a new deal. So great job by the Raiders, and that's not something we've seen from them a ton. Is smart financial decisions ahead of time. Just being proactive.
They usually make bonehead moves, quite
Exactly.
frankly.
So proactive moves, that's a good sign.
So here's my question in closing. I'll let you get going. So we got Jeff coming up next. The highest defensive back in NFL history.
Yeah.
Derek Stingley, 3-year, $90 million deal for the Houston Texans. Now you had Myles Garrett busted the bank. You had you got Chase and Higgins going to bust the bank for the Bengals. I mean, it goes on. At what point, I'm just a dumb old country boy from West Virginia, but at what point do you go, okay, when does this stop? I mean, you had Crosby, and for about 2 weeks, maybe less than 2 weeks, he was the highest paid. Now Garrett surpassed that. And, I mean, it goes on. All these quarterbacks getting big bucks. I mean, economically speaking, when does the rubber hit the road and they say, we can't do this anymore?
Well, right now it's doing nothing but going up.
Yeah.
The cap right now is at a historical high. The teams have so much cap space right now. The Patriots started with over $100 million in cap space before this season. And that's like for 1 year, 1 year worth of $100 million going out to players that they could spend. And they've spent a good chunk of it. But they still have, 45, 50 million left. So, some of these teams are like, well, we got so much money to work with. We can overpay for these players. It's not a big deal for us economically. And I'm not sure if that's going to change at any point soon, because revenue keeps going up.
So where's the money coming? I mean, do they pass it on to you and I, going to the for the ticket sales and concession stand? I mean, somebody's got to be paying for this. You can only ride the TV rights for so long. So,
right.
I mean, who's going to ultimately down the road pay for Myles Garrett and Derek Stingley?
Well, I'll tell you, TV rights, the pricing for that is going up massively. As soon as they got that Amazon deal, that was a huge deal for them. The cost continues to rise for those TV providers like CBS and Fox. And those companies have a ton of money, and so they've been paying into it. And you're right, like, there's always the possibility of that drying up, especially with the way media is going nowadays. Nobody's really, paying for cable anymore. It's all streaming, that type of stuff. But those companies are trying to adapt to kind of fill in that way as well to make the same amount of money, which I think at this point in time they're doing a fairly good job of.
We'll see. But again, it just blows my. It's almost the point it becomes surreal.
Yeah.
In baseball, you got Ohtani, and I got guys making more money than Ohtani, and you got Soto broke the bank for the Mets, and I'm just like, who? I can't grasp it. I'm just a dumb old country boy just riding the rails. But to me, at some point, you would think somewhere out there, the two will come together and say, we can't do this anymore. We can't pay it. Case in point, UNLV comes out and says over the weekend, the athletic director says they signed Dan Mullen for a 3-year contract, paid him $7.5 million or paid him $3 million a year. So they come out and say we can pay for the first 2 years. We can't pay for we don't know. We're $26 million in debt. That's the UNLV athletic department. So there's a case in point. They went out there and bid off more than they can chew, so they don't have the money to pay this guy. They're going to pay him this year and next year. Then old Dano's got to be. I mean, and he gets a $100,000 retention fee bonus every year he stays at UNLV. So there's one university that says, I'm going back to college sports now. There's one university that says, okay, we can't pay it. Then you've had several fan bases, including Alabama, that have come out and said, hey, can you all give us more money for the NIL so we can keep Jeff Beverly and Brandon Sweeney from going somewhere else? Well, they're already getting tapped for increased ticket prices and concession prices. And now can you give us more money to pay these players when they bolt on the transfer portal? And so it just, something's out of kilter.
It's certainly coming out of consumers' pockets for sure. I mean,
Absolutely.
all the money that's paid to pro organizations, colleges through NIL, like that's all being used in those types of ways. So yeah, it's definitely coming out of our consumers' pockets. But at the same time, with the cap raising and stuff in pro sports and the amount of media involvement, and I think another thing too that has created as much fervor for sports is the existence of social media nowadays, and
absolutely.
the amount of people that are involved, and it can see highlights and all sorts of different things, scores, and it grasps their attention and keeps them connected, which is not something that necessarily was the case 20 years ago. So it's definitely over time kind of moved in that direction where the consumer is so glued in that they care so much that they'll throw money at it.
Absolutely. Well put. It's lunchtime. It's high noon. Brandon Sweeney, MilliganBuffs.com, the assistant athletic director. Awesome job, sir. Enjoy your lunch.
Thanks.
Let's give you the verse today. We always dedicate our broadcast to Man Hung on the Cross. Today's a good one. They're always good. Out of the book of Daniel, out of the Old Testament. I have enjoyed getting into the Old Testament, reading more and more of the stories that, the Old Testament connects with the New Testament. It all comes together. Daniel 6:27 says, he rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in the heavens and on earth. He's rescued Daniel from the power of the lions. So what do I take from that? He's the same yesterday, today. We're the same God that rescued Daniel. The same God that rescues and saves back in that day still does it in 2025. You better believe it. He's in the miracle business, still is. He's in the saving business, still is. So that's the verse today, Daniel 6:27. Thank you, sir.
You got
Talk
it.
soon. Go Buffs.
Yep, go Buffs.
Quick break. We'll be right back. We go from Buffs to Vols. You like Tennessee sports, you want to hear this one. We got a lot to talk about. Baseball, number one in the country. Basketball's got the Wofford Terriers. The Lady Vols have got the South Florida Lady Bulls. We've got, see what's going on the track, whatever you want to talk about. Lady Vols softball. The Big Orange Update with Jeff Beverly next on the Tom Daly Sports Show live at Phil's Dream Pit.
Really easy way to feed a family or a bunch of people. And we start them off at 4. Dream Pack for 4 runs $32.99, gives you a pound of meat. You can do pulled pork or pulled chicken, either one at that price. 3 sides, it's a pint each, so it's a 4-ounce serving of meat, 4-ounce serving of 3 different sides. Gives you a really good meal that'll fill you up. It's not something that you eat and you're hungry later, an hour later. I'm going to include your buns, your barbecue sauce. Instead of picking up a pizza, come by here, pick up a Dream Pack. Your family will thank you. And if you need it for more people, the breakdown on it's $8.25 a person. 12 people, for instance, is $99. You'll see that advertising out from us in a lot of different places. Feed 12 people for $99. That gives you 2 pounds of meat, 1.5 quarts of each side. Still gives you the bun, still the barbecue sauce. Really, really popular. I had a group at Eastman just order a 16 for Wednesday. So you call us ahead. We can do as many people as you want. We do 100 people, 200 people. We'll put those in pans for you, or as few as 4. So in even numbers, however many you want, $8.25 a person. You can't beat it.
Cannot beat it, folks. Again, here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. The phone number is 349-6437. Hours are open.
11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday. We take Sunday and Monday off, but we're here the rest of the week.
Social media.
Social media on Facebook. maybe Instagram later if one of my kids show me how to use it. But right now it's on Facebook. That's where people watch youth. We'll figure they've got it here.
And the website is?
Website is philsdreampit.com.
You got it.
I see a familiar face here. Looks like he's ready to talk to you.
He is.
Gonna talk
That's
some
our buddy Jeff.
Gonna talk some NASCAR, I'm betting.
That's our buddy Brian Pipkin, the owner of Phil's Dream Pit, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. It's exciting Elizabeth and Cyclone baseball. Hi, this is Tom Taylor, inviting you to join Jackson, Judah, and yours truly for the conference home opener this Tuesday at Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark. The Sullivan East Patriots come to town, 4:45 airtime, 5 o'clock first pitch. Video and audio of the Cyclones home opener against the Sullivan East Patriots. Again, it all starts at 4:45 this Tuesday here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go Cyclone baseball. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, look who stopped by. We're glad that he did. By invite, he's invited anytime. We go back how many years?
Oh, wow. Late 80s.
Don't make me take my boots off.
Almost 40 years now.
40 years,
Getting
our
close,
friendship.
38, 37,
Yeah.
I guess.
38 years we've known each other. He was my first sideline reporter ever. You knew that, didn't you?
I did know that,
Yeah. There's some trivia. I've had a bunch of them down through the years, and they've been good ones. None better than the first one. Right out of the chute, down on the sideline with Dobbins Minute Sports, our buddy Jeff Beverly, and he's with us. He is a huge Tennessee fan, Big Orange update. So here we go. Let's jump in and talk. Let's start with the guys. Stubbed their toes against Florida. Got beat by a good team. End up taking on the Wofford Terriers in the first round of the NCAA tournament on Thursday. What's your take on that? What's your take on the draw that they'll take on the Wofford Terriers?
Well, I think the draw was pretty good. From that region, if you look at the teams that potentially they'll face down the road. Now, I know you and Brandon were talking earlier, it's hard to avoid an SEC team. They're going to get to one eventually if they keep winning, probably. But the SEC was so strong this year. It's really unbelievable that they had 14 teams in the tournament and 10 in the women's, so 24 combined in both tournaments. That's a record as well. So, but yeah, Tennessee had a really good season. Florida's just really, really strong, especially interior. They got a lot of big guys. Tennessee is short on depth. Tennessee just plays 7 guys really with the injuries and a couple of people that left, mid-season kind of thing. So they've really just played about 7 guys. So hopefully this break will let them get recharged a little bit. They played well in Nashville. Played well against Auburn, played well against Texas, and played decently against Florida. Florida's just really good right now. But that was so strange about that series this year. They beat Tennessee by 30 in Gainesville, and Tennessee beat them by 20 in Knoxville without Zakai Ziegler and Igor Milicic. They were both out of that game, and they still beat them by 20. So strange how basketball and ball bounces sometimes.
Absolutely.
If you're hot and ball's going in, you can beat anybody. This Wofford team last year actually gave Tennessee fits last season at a non-conference game in Knoxville. It was a fairly close ball game at halftime. Then Tennessee extended it out the second half and won by a pretty good margin in the second half, which wouldn't surprise me to see the same kind of game Thursday night. Tennessee's really strong, and Wofford, I watched him play the final game in the Southern Conference Championship. It was a wild game, back and forth. So it'll be, they'll give Tennessee a good test. And all these first-round games, you better be prepared.
Absolutely.
Because these guys are excited about being there. It's not so much, the teams like Tennessee, for example, has never been to the Final Four. So there's some internal pressure about maybe playing well enough to get there this year. Or teams like Auburn, the SEC teams, trying to get to that Final Four. Or a team I heard y'all talk about St. John's earlier, a team that's been down for a long time now. They're back playing really well this year with Patino, and so they got a chance to maybe have a good run. More pressure on them. These guys coming in the 16, 15 seeds, they have no pressure.
No pressure.
They have zero. I mean,
this
nothing
to
lose.
lose,
Be there,
everything
nothing to
to
lose
gain.
at all. So
Yep.
they'll hang it out. We saw last year Yale beat Auburn. Last year, Virginia lost to Maryland, Baltimore, or I think or whoever that was. A few years back as a 1 seed. So doesn't happen very often, but it can happen. I remember going back a long time ago. You remember the fit ETSU gave Oklahoma that year.
Yep.
You led them until just the final seconds of the game. It's I think it was a 2-15 game. I think maybe a 1-16. I don't remember, but ETSU came close to beating them. So teams better makes their shoes up good and tight, because these guys will come in ready to play and ready to pull an upset. Tennessee's really strong this year. They are. They've got great leaders in Zakai Ziegler and Jemai Meshach, two seniors, have been there, been through all the wars. And I think they're going to be glad to be playing a non-SEC team for the first time in a few months. So hopefully they'll have a good game Saturday or Thursday, and then get ready for Saturday with either UCLA or Utah State. Either one of those teams will be a decent team. If you get this far, you're a decent team, obviously. So would surprise me to see Utah State upset UCLA. That's a 7-10 game. They'll have upsets at 7-10s. But whoever they play Saturday, they'll have to, again, you'll recover from the Thursday night to get by that game and then get ready for a tough game Saturday and get to make it to the Sweet 16.
Hello, Becky Muncie down in Union County. We've got baseball coming up today. She's been asking, so we're getting ready to start. We always backload a schedule. I think you know that. We've already played. They're 3-5 right now. But the first-year coach Mike Korn, and they won yesterday. So we backload the schedule from mid-March through April into the tournament of May. So we're just starting today. This is our first broadcast of a whole bunch between now and what we hope will be the state tournament for Elizabethton baseball. So we'll go on there at 4:45 today. Video and audio from the Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark, River Riders Field. For the Patriots of Sullivan East, they played yesterday. The conference schedule, of course, you play home and away, which I like. One day you're at their place, the next day they're at your place, and so we played at East yesterday and won 11-7, so they'll play in Elizabethton today, airtime at 4:45. Also want to remind you on Thursday, we have not done this since before COVID. We're going to be at Meadowview on Thursday night for the B&H Wealth Strategy March Madness Client Appreciation Event. We're going to have a big time over there. Got all kinds of food and goodies. We're going to be able to broadcast live on Thursday night. We're going to talk to our buddy Jeff Bingham, and so at B&H Wealth Strategy and talk March Madness, and we got some guys coming in that are experts. I don't know if anybody's more expert than this guy and Brendan Sweeney, but experts of college hoops. And so we'll be there at Meadowview on Thursday night, broadcasting live from 6 to 9 for the annual B&H Wealth Strategy March Madness 2025 Client Appreciation Event. So we'll be there for that. We'll talk more about that tomorrow and Thursday. We're talking to Jeff Beverly. We're live here at Phil's Dream Pit. It's been a steady stream coming in here. It happens when you're closed on Sunday and Monday. You get a hankering for barbecue or pulled pork or pulled beef. We got a whole list of sandwiches here. We'll get in and talk about the Lady Vols here in just a second. But you look at, pulled pork, pulled chicken, pulled beef, sliced beef brisket, drumsticks, ribs, sliced turkey. You name it, they've got it here. And full back rib meal. A meatless with 4 sides as veggies. Only one's going to get 4 sides without any meat. You can do that as well. And, of course, the big thing they're doing right now, the lineup hooks up in the summertime for events with meat by the pound. Just come in and buy the meat. Or Michaela's going to be here in a little while talking about the catering opportunities you can get. So, and they can come right out. They can just drop it off and come out and serve it, clean up and leave. And all you have to do is unlock the door, let them in. They'll take care of all the rest. So it's really a one-stop turnkey operation here at Phil's Dream Pit. And they've also got the food truck now. It's a brand new addition. And today, as a matter of fact, Brian's got the food truck at Boone Creek Elementary. So they're there with the kids, having some kind of event that the kids are buying food from the Phil's Dream Pit food truck. So, and if you're wanting them to come to your place or your event coming up this summer or the spring or this fall, they're already booking for the fall, for fall festivals. Call them at 349-6437 and talk to them about booking the food truck to come to an event that you're going to be having, which will lead into his fishing tournament coming up here in a second. Lady Vols, they've got the Lady Bulls of South Florida coming up on Friday night in Columbus. You like the pick? You like the seating? What's your take on the Lady Vols?
Well, they had a really good, solid year under Coach Caldwell for the first year until the last 2 weeks. And then I think they just sort of ran out of gas a little bit. That style, is just so demanding that how they press constantly and they run and just. So I think they ran out a little bit of juice there toward the end of the season. Lost a couple of games. That cost them a chance to host. But it didn't cost them a chance to be in the tournament for the 43rd year. Every year there's been a tournament, Lady Vols have been in it.
It's awesome.
It's the only team that can state that. So it was good. And obviously Coach Caldwell's got them playing, really, really good. They got an unbelievable recruiting class coming in next year. So I think the future is very, very bright. This year,
absolutely.
We'll see how they've rested and how they've gotten sort of their legs back under them a little bit. It'll be at Columbus, so they'll have to face Ohio State to get out of that region up there. So we'll see how that goes. Again, if we talk for the men, every tournament team you better be ready for because they're going to be ready. South Florida will have no mercy on the, or won't be in awe of Tennessee.
Nope.
Maybe in the old days, which that might have happened a little bit, not so much now. But I think Coach Caldwell will get it back there. But they got a good opportunity. I mean, the women's game is not nearly as even, I guess, across the board. I mean, I think in the men's, you could have 6 or 8, 10 different teams. You can have a legitimate shot at being in the Final Four, and perhaps even winning it. The women's not so much. I think you've got 3 or 4 teams that pretty much are going to be there, and anybody else get there, it's will be I think somewhat of an upset, but we'll see how they do. I mean, I'm just happy that they've gotten back and gotten competitive again, and had some beat UConn this year, so they had a really good year, really solid year, and I think the future is really bright.
I noticed the team she left, my alma mater, I checked on this morning because I knew we were talking about her, Coach Caldwell. They were 15-20 this year at Marshall. So as soon as she left, you saw the big drop off. So she's been a success everywhere she's been. Again, they took some growing pains those last 2 weeks that Jeff alluded to, but you're talking about looking bright. I think she has 5 McDonald All-Americans coming next year.
Unbelievable recruiting class.
Oh, for somebody that really has not been on the radar on the national scope. I mean, Glenville State in West Virginia and Marshall, and that's my alma mater, but that's not on the national scope.
That's not in
Tennessee
deep waters.
is.
We were talking
No.
about recruiting in deep waters.
She's
She
in deep waters.
stepped into it immediately and was
And beat them and got them.
The name Lady Vols obviously has a lot of historical significance, as we know, but for her to step in there and sort of assume that role and start making the big splash like that, if you're a Lady Vol fan, you got to be pretty impressed by that.
I'll get to baseball in a second. They're consensus number 1 in the country, and deservedly so. So I asked Brendan, I'm going to ask you the same question. Give me 5 teams that you think could win the national championship for the guys.
Whew, okay. Obviously go with Florida.
Okay?
If Cooper Flagg is healthy, I think you have to stick Duke in there. I don't know how healthy he'll be at that ankle. That was a nasty-looking sprain. They say he's going to be healthy, so we'll see. And I think you have to, even though they've lost 3 out of the last 4, I think you have to put Auburn in there just because Pearl's got a lot of experience. They've been in the Final Four. Beyond that, I guess you whoever comes out of the Tennessee's region with Houston and Tennessee, I think either one of those teams could be there. And then beyond that, I think it's going to come from one of those. I know y'all talked about St. John's a little bit. I'm not totally
Sold on them?
sold on them. They've had a great year, and Pitino's an unbelievable coach. But
Michigan State?
yeah, Michigan State, they lost in their tournament, but they've had a really good back half of the season for sure.
Gander that bracket right there and see what you can do. See if you can look around. There it is. See what you got. See if you can come up with 2 more. You got Florida, Duke, and Auburn.
Florida, Duke, and Auburn. I'm going to throw Tennessee in there just because I'm a homer. But
Okay. Okay. Hope you're right.
yeah, I do too.
I love Rick Barnes. I hope he doesn't retire. There's talk he's going to step down, and I hope he doesn't do that. But at some point he
Well,
will.
and there's already been a lot of speculation online. Who they might try to go after. I hope he's going to be there for a long, long time.
I hate speculation. I don't know. Just people sit there and go, Jeff Beverly may be the next coach. Just enjoy what you got. I mean, everybody's wanting to speculate what's going to come next, and sometimes it just rubs me the wrong way. We're always speculating who's going to be, but I know it's part of the sporting world to next man up. So you got Florida, Duke, Auburn, Tennessee.
Let's say Houston. I think whoever wins for the Houston, Tennessee, whoever wins that regional.
Okay, there you go. So that's who his 5 may be when the smoke clears, can win the national championship.
So I wanted to ask you, I thought about you when they announced North Carolina getting in and West Virginia not getting in. That
It doesn't bother. I mean,
that seemed to be, North Carolina had one quad 1 win, and they seemed to favor them. Obviously, I think some of the name recognition there and a lot of other factors maybe, but I think that caught some people by surprise that they made in over West Virginia.
I think, the governor of West Virginia said they want to probe into the NCAA for why they didn't get in. Dude, they didn't get it. Train rolls on. The head of the selection committee, I went back to this 3 times here on the show, Bubba Cunningham, the athletic director of North Carolina, see what you want. Come on. So he said, I wasn't in the room to make the decision. Okay.
But he was in the room for all the other discussions.
Oh, come on. Let's, it is what it is.
That seems to have been a factor, I would think.
So Marshall's going to go to the tournament. You're the head of the selection committee. It's on the bubble. I'm getting ready to leave the room because I'm on the committee and go, Jeff, Hope you think it the right way, buddy.
Yeah.
Meaning you better make sure my team's in. Did it happen? I wasn't there, but come on. So anyway, North Carolina's in. It does. If they get beat tonight, all this is for nothing because they play San Diego State tonight at Dayton.
And that'll be a tough little game.
It
will
is.
be.
So you got to win to
San
get
Diego
in.
State's had some good. They're not as good this year, but in the past few years they've had some good teams out there.
Yep. Becky says, so thankful for you and your video and audio crew to make it possible for me to watch my grandson play baseball. Well, you're awesome. Thank you. That's what it's all about. Heard that over the weekend in Milligan. All these parents got a chance all over the country. The coolest thing for me, Brandon's still here, but he's finishing up eating. But the coolest thing to me was after we did our last home game, the parents from the kids from Wellington, New Zealand, came over and introduced themselves to me after the broadcast and said, hey, listen, they flew in for the senior night because their kid graduated, or children, or kids, or sons. But it was really cool because they watched the broadcast down in Wellington, New Zealand.
Wow.
Which is like I said, what's the time there? So 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I take a late lunch so I can sit down and watch it at work and watch and listen to you call the ball games in Milligan University in East Tennessee in Wellington, New Zealand. I mean, that just blows my mind.
That's
so,
amazing.
Yes, and so that's...
You never know who you're going to reach, do you?
No, that's why we do this, for these kids and for these grandkids and grandparents, and, that's just the way it is. I love getting those kind of stories, those kind of reports. So that means that, we're providing a service for, like in Becky's case, she can't come watch him play, so she gets a chance to hear and see him tonight. That's what it's all about. All right, so baseball, Tennessee Vols consensus number one. They start the SEC schedule by thrashing Florida, swept them. In fact, they whitewashed them. What was it? Friday night beat them 10-0. Saturday beat them 10-0. So they sweep the Gators in Knoxville. It's a pretty good start, isn't it?
It's been sort of amazing. And you think all the talent they lost off that team, really all 8 position starters, plus a lot of great pitching that we know they lost off that team, and yet they've come back, they've reloaded. Had a couple of key people come back, Hunter Inslee and Dean Curley came back, but they have and his transfers have helped obviously. Liam Doyle is just lights out for a Friday night starter. He's unbelievable. But then Fisher, also from Andrew Fisher from Ole Miss. But you got a couple of these guys come in, and then some of the guys who were there last year didn't play as much. Now they're starting to play. Plus they've got 4 or 5 freshmen who are just unbelievable right now. Levi Clark. He's leading the team in hitting and home runs. He's for a freshman, he is very, very impressive. Gavin Killing came from Louisville, starting at second base. I think he's leading the team in home runs. But they've got like 5 guys with at least 8 home runs already this year. 4 or 5 guys batting over 400 already. So they've just reloaded, and they may be better. They may be deeper. I don't know if they've got a Christian Moore on that team or Blake Burke. We don't, maybe not. But as far as depth, I think they're deeper than they were last year, and they've been really fun to watch so far.
Had Kirby Connell on the show a couple of weeks ago. He said, we can be better this year than we were last year. International champs, he said, we got some parts and pieces, got some guys coming up that you don't know a lot about right now, but Coach Patello got them in there. He said he was very excited, very optimistic they could be as good, and pretty good start. They're undefeated.
Undefeated, and and you look at I think 11, the top 22 are SEC, the top 4 are SEC. The big surprise has been Texas A&M. They started out ranked number 1, and they've already lost, I think, 8 or 9 games. They got swept this past weekend in their first conference series. So, and they've had some injuries. They've had Grahalik, their third baseman's out for the year. Another guy's out for the year. So they've lost 2 or 3 starters, which really, really hurts if you don't have as much depth. But so they've really taken a note. Of course, their coach will have to go to Texas. Also,
that was controversial to say
a little bit.
Yeah.
So A&M's been, I guess, the disappointment so far. But as far as Tennessee goes, they're 20-0. That sets a record for most consecutive wins to start the season. Tough series this weekend at Alabama. But before they get there, a tough game against ETSU this afternoon.
Tonight, yeah, Saturday.
At Knoxville. ETSU's been playing really well this year as well. So that'll be a tough in-state game. And Coach Vitello knows that. It was a couple years ago, one of those really good teams, Texas Tech, Tennessee Tech, beat them up there at Smokies Park that year. And so these in-state teams, so like we talked about the NCAA tournament, these in-state teams come in, big bad Tennessee's number 1, but they'll come in there, and they'll give maximum effort. They will. In Tennessee, SEC schools, major schools, they always throw, the freshmen or the younger pitchers or whatever during the midweek games. So typically what what Tennessee's done the last 2 or 3 years for the midweek game is just rotate a pitcher every inning, just get some some guys some work that normally we don't see much work on the weekends. So that may be the case tonight. We'll see. For I think first pitch at 5 o'clock or 5:30, but we'll see if they can avoid getting upset by ATSU at home and then head that to Tuscaloosa for a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series, starting a day early, so that travel day will change the week quite a bit for them this week. First really true road trip. They did have the tournament they played out in Houston at Astros Park out there, and swept that series, as we know, because they're undefeated. They beat Arizona and Rice and Texas Tech, or Oklahoma State, excuse me. So had 3 good games out there. They've been impressive. They hit the ball. They pitched. Pitching's been just unbelievable. A couple of stats I pulled off from VolQuest. So the pitching staff leads the nation in ERA at 1.72, WHIP at 0.9. I don't really know what WHIP is. I know it's a stat. I don't understand it, but 0.94. Strikeout to walk ratio 4.52. Hits allowed 101. Hits allowed per 9 innings 5.61. Is second in strikeouts per 9 innings at 13.1. Then Liam Doyle leads the country with 53 strikeouts. In batting, they lead the nation in slugging percentage, in second home runs to Georgia, leading on base percentage, scoring, and third in runs scored at 225. So,
Wow.
There's just a juggernaut right now, and Vitello's really built. And if you look at his recruiting class for next year, it's just as strong. So with baseball, you've at least got the guys for a couple of years or 3 years, depending on when they're draft eligible. So it's not like basketball where you lose them to the draft in 1 year, or football, of course, 3 years. So he's really building up a strong team, and a strong program continues to build up, and they're exciting. If you haven't had a chance to watch anybody, I encourage you to try to watch them. They're fun to watch.
We've got high school baseball and softball coming up here. Who played where yesterday? The schedule for today. We'll tell you all about that coming up. Also got Major League Baseball started overnight in Tokyo. Shohei Ohtani in front of the home fans put on a show. Dodgers beat the Cubs in that first of 2, and they count, by the way. These are not exhibitions. They count. The rest of Major League Baseball starts a week from tomorrow. Opening day is next Thursday and Friday for Major League Baseball, which is very exciting. We got a couple of minutes left here. Let's take a look real quick at Lady Vol softball. What's going on there? What's going on with the Tennessee football team? Then we're going to promote your fishing tournament.
Lady Vol softball is doing well. They're ranked, I think, 8th, and I think they're second or third in the conference. They've had a strong series conference start so far. Beat Georgia 2 out of 3 this past weekend. So Karen Weekend's got another strong program. Carly Pickens is a great pitcher. She's one of the leaders in the country in strikeouts and in wins. So their programs sort of like Vitello's. They reload each year, and they're going to be as fun. I've not seen them play yet this year, but I'm looking forward to it.
Tennessee football, what's going on right now with the Vols?
Well, spring practice started a couple weeks ago. They're on spring break this week, so they're off this week. They'll come back next week, and then they'll have the Orange-White game April 12th. At Neyland. A lot of teams are doing away with their spring games.
They are.
And I saw where Colorado is wanting to have somebody come in and scrimmage them. And I think Syracuse may have expressed some interest in doing that. So that'll be interesting to see that. But, I understand that, risk of injury and so forth. So that may be a pattern. I know Nebraska did away with their spring game and others this year. So we'll see if that trend continues. But Tennessee will have a spring game this year on April 12th. First week or so of practice sounded pretty positive, no injuries. They've talked offensive schemes have changed up a little bit. They're talking about some new things that they're going to have this year. They got Ricky Gibson back. He talked about going to the portal, but he decided to stay. A lot of speculation. He just got more money. Maybe, we don't know. None of that's been released. We don't know how all that fell out. But he's back at spring practice. Defense should, was strong last year for the most part. They should build on that. So we'll see what comes. Make sure they have no injuries coming out of spring, and we'll see how much they show during the spring game. But exciting times right now on Rocky Top for sure. Baseball, softball, football, basketball. It's a good time.
It's all good. Hammy, you're fishing. Let's promote this. If you like to fish, do it for a great cause. Here it is. Let me put this up. This is coming up on April the 12th. So we're going to promote this for them every day because it's the Mountain Region Bass Fest. If you're a fisherman or fisher person, ladies are eligible to do it too.
Absolutely.
$2,500 grand prize. $2,500 grand prize. This benefits Mountain Reach Speech and Hearing which is an awesome organization. Takes care of folks who, cochlear implants.
Cochlear implants, speech development, speech impairments, hearing. They cover any of the audio related
Yep.
illnesses or difficulties. They do a great job down there.
Learning to talk again, speak again, swallow again because of a stroke or a setback. All that's under the umbrella of Mountain Region Speech and Hearing. So it is coming up on April the 12th. It'll be happening at South Holston Lake. And so you have an entry fee of $125 a boat. Early registration available by going to mrshc.org, which is Mountain Region Speech and Hearing Center at .org, mrshc.org. So, or you can register the day of the tournament between 5:30 and 6:30. They'll get it started at 6:30 on that Saturday, April the 12th, until 2:30. They'll fish, and so here it is. It's all for a great cause. Last year, how many folks do you have in? You remember how many?
We had
entries?
about 60 boats last year.
That's awesome.
So hopefully we continue to want to build that up. And the key is just always getting sponsorships. The tournament sort of pays for itself in terms of the prize money and so forth. But we always look for those sponsorships, and all the money goes to Mountain Region. So anything we can clear in sponsorship money goes right to them to help them provide these services to people. So if anyone out there has a business or would just like to help sponsor the tournament, you can call their number at 246-4600, or as you mentioned, the website mrshc.org.
Yep.
And you can go on there to donate. Or if you fish, $2,500 is a nice grand prize.
Yeah.
And South Holston that time of year is really good. A lot of great bass fishing up there in the spring. So we're looking forward for another big year. We had a group from West Virginia actually come down last year and join in with our tournament. They were having their own little mini tournament. They saw we were there. They went and joined our tournament, which helped a little bit. So all in all, it's a great day. It's a fun day. It's a long day, but it's for a great cause. And like I said, if there's anybody out there who can sponsor, we'd be more than happy to talk to you about even a title sponsor. If you want to do a title sponsor, really get your name out there and help promote this and help benefit the Speech Hearing Center. It's also a qualifier for the Tennessee Nation, Bass Nation State Tournament Qualifier event for people who are in that organization. This counts as one of their qualifier events. So we're hoping to have a big turnout. Hope the weather's going to be good. In the first few years we were on Douglas Lake. This will be our 5th year. First 3 years we were on Douglas and had good turnout, but the weather, we always just hit it wrong for the weather. It rained real bad one year. It snowed one year. So we try to move it around and hit the dates. And there's so many tournaments, you try to hit it to where there's not another tournament, and that's almost impossible to do. But you try to balance it to where you're not competing against another tournament. Moved it to South Holston last year, and it had the most boats we've had, and I expect even more this year. So come on out and fish with us. Or again, even more importantly, perhaps if you're a sponsor or a potential sponsor, we'd love to talk to you and talk about being a sponsor for the tournament, which the money goes to Mountain Region.
246-4600, the number to call. That'd be easier to remember than the online registration. Just call them at 246-4600, and we want to put a boat in. We want to fish on April the 12th to benefit Mountain Region Speech and Hearing, the Mountain Region Bass Fest. That's good. $2,500 first prize. And if you catch the biggest fish, get $250 for that. That'll pay for your entry fee. That's pretty cool. And there's a 5-fish limit. I like it. So it's all a part of, and as you heard him say, it's part of the team state tournament qualifier for the Tennessee Bass Nation state tournament qualifiers. So it's part of that as well. So a lot of reasons to call them, a 246-4600. I can tell you, for somebody who talks for a living, the importance of Mountain Region Speech and Hearing goes without saying. It's just, you got to be able to help these folks because, be able to hear and talk and speak. Both of those I have to be able to do this show. And so I'm all about this organization. Mountain Region Speech and Hearing. Is Jane still there? Is she retired?
In fact, Jane just passed away, actually.
She passed away?
Yeah. She had cancer and just passed away just recently.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Last name was
Fritz.
Jane Fritz.
She was a wonderful person.
Oh, I did not know that.
It wasn't, widely known, I guess, but and I think they're going to have a memorial for her coming up at the end of March, actually. So she
Did
just
not
passed
know.
away a couple weeks ago. So she was a wonderful person.
Oh.
Been there for a long, long time, and worked with so many people. And she was, I don't know if you remember, my nephew was one of the first people in this area 25 years ago to have a cochlear implant.
Mm-hmm.
And Jane worked so closely with him in developing that. Everybody's going to miss her tremendously. She was
I
a
know that.
great person, and obviously a great asset for the center, but just a wonderful person.
Very sad to hear that. Did not know that. That caught me off guard. So didn't realize she passed away. Yes, she was an awesome lady. So how about signing up and fishing in her honor? That'd be a good one.
There you go.
For a lady that gave back so much to helping young people and people in general, adults, to again get turned around after a stroke or again cochlear implant or just people stuttered. I mean, it's an awesome. It's located in Kingsport, so the money stays here. It's an awesome organization. So please consider going fishing on April the 12th to help out Mountain Region Speech and Hearing. Thank you, sir. Great report.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Get you some lunch. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll check in with Michaela. She's here. She joins us next. We've got baseball coming up. We've got college or pro baseball. We've got got some high school baseball to talk about as well, and softball next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show live at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26.
From Physical Therapy Services, one of our great sponsors. You work with pediatrics at PTS. Tell me about that.
I do not. I work with pediatric athletes, but yes, we do pediatric at 1500 in the medical care building. That's when they work with people that they're developmentally delayed, where they're having a hard time walking, crawling, that kind of thing. Also, Down syndrome, autism, all of that. And so they work, PT and OT work in conjunction with each other to help these kids get back to normal life.
Something that they treat a lot more than I realized, headaches. A lot of folks come in with headaches and you help them. Tell me about that.
Yep. So headaches can come from the neck. It can come from, you can have vertigo and headaches and that kind of thing. So what we do is we do an evaluation, see if we can kind of pinpoint where those headaches are coming from, either refer them out if they need other help from like an ENT or something like that, a migraine specialist, or if we think that we can help them, we'll treat their neck and whatever other issues that they have going along with that.
Social media, how do we find you?
We have Facebooks for the pediatric and the ortho clinics, and then you can either call us or find me on a sideline somewhere.
Dr. Aaron Kaiser, one of our great sponsors with Physical Therapy Services of Cyclone Football and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Really easy way to feed a family or a bunch of people. We start them off at 4. Dream Pack for 4 runs $32.99, gives you a pound of meat. You can do pulled pork or pulled chicken, either one at that price. 3 sides, it's a pint each, so it's a 4-ounce serving of meat, 4-ounce serving of 3 different sides, gives you a really good meal that'll fill you up. It's not something that you eat and you're hungry later, an hour later. I'm going to include your buns, your barbecue sauce. Instead of picking up a pizza, come by here, pick up a Dream Pack. Your family will thank you. And if you need it for more people, the breakdown on it's $8.25 a person. 12 people, for instance, is $99. You'll see that advertising out from us in a lot of different places. Feed 12 people for $99. That gives you 2 pounds of meat, a quart and a half of each side. Still gives you the bun, still the barbecue sauce. Really, really popular. I had a group at Eastman just order a 16 for Wednesday. So you call us ahead. We can do as many people as you want. We do 100 people, 200 people. We'll put those in pans for you, or as few as 4. So in even numbers, however many you want, $8.25 a person. You can't beat it.
Cannot beat it, folks. Again, here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. The phone number is 349-6437. Hours are open.
11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday. We take Sunday and Monday off, but we're here the rest of the week.
Social media.
Social media on Facebook. Maybe Instagram later if one of my kids shows me how to use it, but right now it's on Facebook. That's where people watch you, so we'll figure they've got it here.
And the website is?
Website is philsdreampit.com.
You got it.
I see a familiar face here. Looks like he's ready to talk to you.
He is. That's our buddy Jeff.
Going to talk some NASCAR, I'm betting.
That's our buddy Brian Pipkin, the owner of Phil's Dream Pit, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Hi, this is Big Country, and you're watching my buddy Tom Taylor and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Antique mall with over 50,000 square feet of merchandise. We have about 50 52, 53, give or take, vendors with different items. We have a great selection of everything from antique, which is over 100 years, to vintage, which is 25 years, and then we do have a little bit of new things. We concentrate on the vintage and antique items. So you can find just about anything for yourself, for your home, and gifts. We have a lot of people that take gifts for their grandparents. They remembered they had them, and it's with their family.
Hours are open.
We're open Monday through Friday, 11 to 5:30. Saturdays 10 to 6. Open late for the car shows and anytime they have special events in town.
Need Place, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone football, Duck Crossing in downtown Elizabethton, proud sponsor of Elizabethton Cyclone football. It's exciting Elizabethton Cyclone baseball. Hi, this is Tom Taylor, inviting you to join Jackson, Judah, and yours truly for the conference home opener this Tuesday at Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark. The Sullivan East Patriots come to town, 4:45 airtime, 5 o'clock first pitch. Video and audio of the Cyclones home opener against the Sullivan East Patriots. Again, it all starts at 4:45 this Tuesday here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go Cyclone Baseball.
And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're with you for a little while longer, not long. We got to get ready to head to Elizabeth for baseball. After I have lunch, I got to have lunch. You got to eat at Bill's Dream Pit. Lawsy mercy. Hello to Ann Shepard. How you doing, lady? I've not seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well. We're here live at Phil's. Again, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Or the quest for perfect barbecue is the motto, the slogan. Now, behind us, all these awards on the wall. Quite frankly, when Phil ran the place, and he's now, of course, turned it over to his nephew, Brian, but he said, we won. He wasn't being cocky. We won so many chili cook-offs and rib cook-offs, we just stopped doing them. And I understand that because it's excellent. Here is the catering director is with us. This is our buddy, Michaela. How you doing, lady? Doing good?
Good. How are you, Tom?
I'm doing good. Love coming out here. Love working with this young lady. So I'm going to hit this right here because we got to get this on the recording, and here we go. Talking to Michaela Miller, the catering director of Phil's Dream Pit. Here we come. Spring, summer, events, indoor, outdoor. You need meat by the pound. You need catering. Phil's Dream Pit at 349-6437 is the number to call. Tell us about it.
We offer in-house pickup, of course. You can come by, pick your order up. If you do 40 people or more, you qualify for a delivery. There is a delivery fee, but nothing crazy. Like you said, meat by the pound. 1 pound will feed 4. Dream packs come with the meat, sauce, buns, 3 sides of your choice. Each side will feed that quantity of person, of course.
So I want the great meat from Phil's Dream Pit. Don't necessarily want the catering, but I want to come by and buy meat by the pound. How's that work?
You walk in and say, I want to feed 4 people. We're going to give you a pound of pork.
There you go. So you can go up to how much? As much as we need?
Any even number, as big as you need, yeah.
A catering. You've got things coming up. Class reunions, graduation parties, after prom parties, you run it down up and down the list. Field days, vacation Bible school, class reunions, on and on and on. So how big is a cater? I mean, how small and how big can you cater an event?
The smallest would be a 40
to
get me out there.
Okay.
And then the biggest I've done, I have I think a 250 coming up for King College.
Awesome. So 349-6437 is the number to call. So catering, meat by the pound. And then also the food truck. It's a brand new addition to Phil's Dream Pit, the food truck. It's out there everywhere. So how do we book it for a future event saying, hey, would you come to our place and park the truck and sell Phil's Dream Pit?
Call the restaurant, ask for me or Brian.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get in contact with Jerry, get the dates, and we'll get you on there.
Just that easy. Hours are open.
11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday.
Yep. Social media, how do we find you?
Facebook, Phil's Dream Pit. I think that's all we had. No, we have an Instagram. It's just not very popular, but Facebook. Or online, philsdreampit.com.
philsdreampit.com. Or the phone number, 349-6437, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. The quest for perfect barbecue. The good folks right here with Michaela Miller, the catering director, and Brian Pipkin, the owner, and all the great folks right here at Phil's Dream Pit. There you go. So now, I've never asked you this. When you go to break on lunch, all the great things you can eat, what do you get?
When pork belly's here, I do pork belly.
All right. Put that up where I can hear you. There you go.
When pork belly's here, I do pork belly. If we got taters, I usually eat a tater on Wednesdays.
Okay.
If not, I'm going brisket sandwich or dry rub ribs.
There you go. So I've had the pulled pork. Of course, I'm getting pulled chicken today. Probably some mac and cheese. And maybe some hash brown casserole. I got a ball game. That's my pregame meal. Brought to you by Phil's Dream Pit, by the way. So, anyway, meat by the pound. So, what is the most popular meat when people come in by the pound? Is it the pulled pork? What's the most popular?
Definitely pulled pork. Next would be brisket, and the pulled beef is getting there. It's getting popular.
Yeah. Now, we're 281 days till Christmas. Tom, don't say that, okay? But I'm just telling you, I'm going to plant the seed now in March. You need to consider getting a smoked ham or smoked turkey for the holidays.
Now, turkey, you can come by and try it right now. We
Right
got
now?
it in-house every day.
That's right. I'm getting ready to get some. But smoked ham, every time I took it out, and I bought some for Christmas presents and Thanksgiving presents for some of my peeps, everybody texted me and said, whoa. You get that all the time, don't you?
Yeah.
They sell so many, they put an refrigerator trailer out here to pull them out. That's how many they sell. They run through them. It's smoked right here on premises. I know it's down the road. It'll be here before you know it. You know that. It's already March. Seemed like the day was Thanksgiving. But anyway, it's Phil's Dream Pit, and you want to consider getting that smoked ham, or you get a smoked turkey now, hickory smoked turkey now. But if you need one, but it's the way to go. So I want to hit one more thing, too. We don't always talk about the kids, but we have a kids menu, too. Tell us about that for the kids.
Oh, yeah. Kids hot dog, pork sandwich, peanut butter and jelly, Uncrustables, my favorite, grape or strawberry.
She's a redneck. I love it.
They can do pretty much anything. The only thing we don't have on there is the half chicken, but it's huge. But
Baker says, tell her the quarter-pound pork and 3 toast girl says hi. You know who that is?
Yes, her, what is it, garlic salt lady.
Yeah. Oh, she's a garlic salt lady?
If it's the same one, it's
Oh,
blonde
yeah.
hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's her. That's her buddy Baker. She's awesome. She watches the show every day, and so she's a jewel. She always says her favorite place to eat, and with good reason. So it is awesome. It has been steady. Freddie since you opened the door. Of course, she's been closed yesterday. It's closed on Sundays and Mondays, but it rocks Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, and it's going to pick up even more when the weather gets warm, and it is getting warm. So we've got a whole lobby full right now here. So it's, it is what it is. And so the last thing, I know you get back over there, I need your help. Desserts? What about the desserts?
The Blueberry Dream is Paula Dean's recipe.
Now, what is, for those out there who don't know what Blueberry Dream is?
Blueberry cobbler.
Blueberry cobbler.
Yeah.
All right, Blueberry Dream.
Brownie Dream, brownie with a Hershey Symphony bar baked in the middle of it. Ice cream and Hershey's chocolate on top. Banana pudding made in-house daily.
Yes.
Cookies, chocolate chip, white chocolate macadamia, and a super chocolatey one that I can never think of the name of it because I don't like chocolate. And a root beer float.
And a root beer float. That's redneck country there. I bought some of that garlic salt today. There you go. A root beer or a Cheerwine float. Now, where can you in the Tri-Cities get a root beer or a Cheerwine float? Phil's Dream Pit. Good way to cap off a great meal. So it's good for the kids, good for the adults, good for seniors. Everybody comes to Phil's. And what I like is they come through all the time because 26 is a commute artery. People know that from place to place. They pull off, and they've seen the sound of interstate. Last one of those here was a couple sitting right here was traveling, going back into North Carolina. They'd never been here. They saw the sign, stopped, and man, they were just raving about us. You get that a lot, don't you? Out of town people coming through.
Traveling, yeah.
Absolutely, folks on travel. So
right off the interstate.
Yep. Our buddy Michaela Miller, she does an awesome job. How long you been here? 4 or 5?
I'm in my 6th year.
I was going to say, you started before COVID. And
yeah,
so,
I made it through COVID pregnant.
Yep. Did you really?
Yeah. I went into labor over there.
Did you really? You went in labor here at the store? I didn't know that.
I looked at Phil and I was like, Phil, I think these are real. I probably should go. Yeah.
So you went into labor?
And then I went to Powell's to get me some French fries, and then I went to get some grapes, and then I went to the hospital. And then they weren't going to let me eat.
She's such a redneck. Oh, I love it. Love this lady to death. I didn't know you went into labor here.
Yeah.
Did your water break here and everything?
No, thankfully no.
You started getting the real
The
deal cramps.
contractions, yeah.
Real, not cramps, contractions. All right. You need to get back over and get after it. So it's awesome. They do a wonderful job. We come here every month. We've been coming here for, store's been open, been open 15, 16. I've been here every month for 15, 16 years. I come in here. Love it. Love it. I started with Phil and Diana and came here I came here and ate all the time. He said, I said, I do a sports show. Won't you bring it here one time? I said, okay, I'll come do a show here one time. Here we are every month. Rocking it. Love it. Michaela does a wonderful job. Let's see, who's over there today? Laura and Tara.
Jocelyn.
Tony.
Cassie's back there somewhere. Sammy, of course, Shelly in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Without her, this place would not function.
No. And
No.
the pit master is?
Brandon.
Yeah. Big dog. So it's good stuff, folks. Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. It's a mom and pop business. They rock it. And they do a great job, and we love promoting Phil's Dream Pit. Love promoting Michaela Miller. She's awesome. She's a catering director. So if you have any question, as you heard her say, we do up any from 40. What is the biggest?
I mean, you can pick up anything from a 4 up.
Yeah. So what is the biggest
Biggest that I've done?
Was it 500 one year? You did 500?
Kingsport, the car dealership. We started off with like 200 and had to come back to the restaurant for more.
Love it. Love it, love it. So you think, well, they can't take care of our group. It's too big. No. Call them. Talk. Ask for Michaela. See her on the screen. This is our buddy. 349-6437 is the number to call. See, you're getting better at this. The first time you did this, you were terrified.
I probably wouldn't even
that.
look at the camera the first time I did it.
But say, here's the thing, and I have to remember this. If you said, Tom, go back there and pick some meat, I go, what? I wouldn't know what I would flip out. So I understand this is not your bailiwicks for you to come up here and do it. I appreciate that. So if you sent me back there to fix something, it'd be a train wreck. Lord have mercy. I'm not even sure how to turn on the microwave. So anyway, we appreciate these kids bunches. We'll take a break. We'll come right back, and we will take a look at high school baseball and softball. I feel bad that my profile pic is me and a pig. Talking about how barbecue is my favorite food yet. Baker got pictures of chasing a pig down the beach. So there she is in her bathing suit, bebopping around, hair blowing in the breeze, and she's got a pig chase, a little tiny pot-bellied pig with her on the beach. So she's crazy. I pray for her husband every day.
That's precious.
Scotty, God bless him. So anyway, thank you, dear. You're the best. Quick break. Right back after this, we'll take our final look at sports. We'll take a look at Major League Baseball, and we'll take a look at high school baseball and softball next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabeth with your favorite school's T-shirts, polos, or hoodies. They can put your school, church, or company's logo on lots of different styles of hats, including Nike and Richardson and now Travis Matthew. Windbreakers, sublimated shirts, pullovers, koozies. They can order for any area school and your favorite team. Dry fit sleeveless hoodies, Nike dry fit t-shirts, women's and toddler sizes. You can order any uniform for any sport, including the pants or shorts from Brumman Sports Shop. And they always have a clearance rack to save you money. Plaques, trophies, medals, and ribbons, and all the engraving is done in-house. And they offer hard-to-find Letterman jackets of your favorite school for guys, ladies, and now elementary and middle school athletes too. And they offer all the different sports patches as well. Brumman Sports Shop, downtown Elizabeth, and Facebook, Instagram, website, BrummanSportsShop.com, phone 542-2321, Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton.
One of our great sponsors on Cyclone Football, again, the great folks at Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Joseph Taylor, tell us what it's all about.
Yes, sir. We specialize in short-term rehab or long-term care. We accept all major insurances. We accept Medicare, Medicaid. What we really love is people that come in that have had a knee replacement, hip replacement, come to Ivy Hall for some inpatient rehab. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We have a full-time respiratory therapist. And Tom, you can see I'm a big guy, so you know I like food. I know good food, and Ivy Hall specializes in home-cooked meals, three good meals a day. You can catch me every day right at the door getting my tray myself.
There you go. That's awesome. How do we find out more about Ivy Hall on social media?
Yes, sir. We have a Facebook page, Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, or a website, ivyhallnursinghome.com.
One of our great sponsors, folks. Glad to have them on board. Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's run this. Hello, Jennifer Harden. Let's get this. Bill Birchfield, hello to you, sir. Thank you. Let's run these down real quick before we get out of here, because it's almost 1 o'clock. It's almost lunchtime. What'd you have, Jeff, by the way? Pulled pork? Side was beans and what? Just beans? Oh, boy. Loving it. All right, here's baseball from yesterday. Cyclones beat East 11-7 in a conference opener. Crocker, Unicoi County got postponed. Happy Valley beat Hampton 11-6. Science Hill and DB, the battle early in that region, that district rather, or that conference. It was a 10-3 win by Science Hill over DB. Should play today. Same two teams. They play today in Johnson City. So, thank you. You're right. Thank you, Lisa Bradley. It's the Lord. Yeah, my wheels are back under me. Yeah. One's got a flop, and one's got a flop, 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 flop. So, I guess I can tell them what it is. Is it okay to tell them what's wrong? I guess I can. I just don't like, everybody's dealing with something. It's like, okay, but I got a friend's got pancreatic cancer, I got another one's got lymphoma, and I'm thinking, I got a pinched nerve in my leg. It's no big deal, in the big scheme of things. I mean, people are dealing with stuff, a friend of mine had a stroke back up home, and I'm thinking, what I'm dealing with is minimal. So, but the Lord's brought me out of it. Thank you to the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. It's been a slow go, but we're slowly coming back. West Green, but thank you, Lisa. You're very kind. I love you and your hubby. They're great peeps. West Green beat Chucky Doak in 9 innings, 5-3. Matter of fact, we'll be at Crockett on Monday. Hopefully. She used to make, I don't know if she still runs a concession there. There was a day when Lisa Bradley made the best hamburger in East Tennessee in the Crockett concession stand. Oh, gosh. I remember once I ate one in the pregame, I ate one in the middle of the game, I ate one on the way home in the car. I had 3 cheeseburgers from Lisa Bradley from the Crockett concession stand. I don't know if she's there. We'll be there Monday with the baseball team. All right, continue on, Tom. Focus. Get back on task. Yes, sir. North Green beat Unaka 15-0. Daniel Boone over Westridge 19-3. It was Cherokee in baseball beating Claiborne 3-2. Johnson County beat South Green 12-1. Those are the games yesterday. Again, the Crockett at Unicoi County game. Be easy, yeah. The Lord's got my attention. Slow down, buddy. I am. Again, Crockett, Unicoi County postponed yesterday. Here's what's going on today. Unicoi County at Crockett. Sullivan East at Elizabeth. That's our game. Airtime 4:45. Hampton at Happy Valley. Chucky Doak at West Green. Everybody just reverses out in conference play. University High at Cloudland. Dobbins when it comes to Johnson City today and plays Science Hill at Cardinal Park. Johnson County at South Green. North Green at Unaka. Providence Academy at the Kings Academy. Westridge at Daniel Boone. Cherokee at Claiborne. And Volunteer plays at Greenville in baseball. Now in softball today, and from yesterday, let's see who played. Dobbins Minute beat Gate City 7-0. Cherokee's ladies beat University High 10-3. West Green's ladies beat Cosby 8-4, and Cobb County's ladies beat Granger's Lady Grizzlies 19-7 in softball. Science Hill took 2. They're playing in Gulf Shores, Alabama.
They played a 4-4 tie rather and beat Greenbrier 13-5. They tied Silverdale Academy. I'm not sure where it's at, but they're on the road in a spring break tournament down in Alabama. So today, softball. Who plays where? Elizabeth will be in Hampton to battle the Lady Bulldogs. Greenville at Volunteer. Unicoi County at East. Crockett's Lady Pioneers will host Tennessee High. Unaka goes to University High. Happy Valley hosting a doubleheader against Cloudland. And Dobbins-Munis ladies play at Daniel Boone in high school softball. In Southwest Virginia today, Virginia High at Rye Cove in softball. Twin Springs, the Lady Fighting Titans will be at Union. And in, Southwest Virginia baseball today, Twin Springs hosting Northwood, Gate City's Blue Devils home to Richlands, and Rye Cove playing 2 at home against Victory Christian. That's what's going on there. Our broadcast again, 4:45 airtime. First pitch at 5 o'clock. Video and audio, Jackson Judah running the camera, one of the students at Elizabethton High School who does a wonderful job. We appreciate him very, very much. So Jackson will be doing the camera work. We'll bring you the play-by-play. 4:45 airtime. First pitch at 5. Cyclones and Sullivan East at Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark. So I know that young lady right there. I cannot remember her name. She remembered me. Yes, I remember you. You remember me. Oh, I couldn't remember her name. I don't remember my name half the time. All right, one more thing before we get out of here. Be sure and go on this online auction until 6 o'clock tonight. The sports card and sports memorabilia. Dan Marino jersey, Ronald Acuna Jr. jerseys out there. Rudy from the movie Rudy, Notre Dame signed jersey. These are all up for auction. It's with Collins & Company.info. Here it is, the Elite Sports Card and Memorabilia online auction event. It closes at 6 today. Go to collinsandcompany.com to get on there and bid to your heart's delight. So that's what's going on there. Show number 2250 in the books. We'll rejoin you at 4:45 for Elizabethton baseball, our first of many. As I said earlier, they've already played 8 games. I backloaded the schedule. Number one, I was at home. I couldn't go do a game until I got this pinched nerve fixed in my leg, and it's getting better. So I haven't been able to do a game, but today we will. And so we're going to bring it to you 4:45 airtime, 5 o'clock first pitch. And then we'll go from here. We'll be doing a lot of baseball all the way through the tournament. And in April, lots and lots of baseball. So we'll bring it to you then. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Our guest today has been Jeff Beverly. Appreciate him very much with the Big Orange update. Tennessee's baseball team, #1 in the country. How about that? That is really cool. Tony Vitello, we are working on getting an interview. Kirby Cannell, who, of course, is from Gray originally, now from Knoxville, a great handlebar, long-haired pitcher, handlebar mustache pitcher. So we're going to get him on the show, he said, on a fairly frequent basis starting next week. A quick phone call because he's on staff with Tennessee baseball team. So let's run it down the verse today. Again, thanks to Brandon Swaney, the assistant athletic director from Milligan University. Also, a big thanks to Michaela, the catering director here at Phil's Dream Pit. And, of course, Jeff, been with me 38 years we've been together? 37 years. Lord, I was only 10 years old when we started, so yeah, we wish. Anyway, appreciate his friendship. He's a brother in Christ. That's what I like. Daniel 6:27 to wrap it up. It happened back in the Old Testament, Daniel, and it happens today. Daniel 6:27, the verse of the day says, he rescues and he saves. Amen. He performs signs and wonders in the heavens and on earth. Amen. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions. Amen. You ever thought about that story? I mean, you think in the literal sense. You go into a room like this room right now, and there's lions in there, and they lock the door and say, you're on your own, Hoss. See you tomorrow morning, and you'll be shredded in pieces or whatever. And they go the next day. Daniel's over in the corner. The lions are over there and never touched him. You think of that, the power of God to stop lions in a closed room from mauling and mutilating the person, never touched him. I mean, I've heard that story since I was a kid, but if you just stop and think of the scope of that. He did it back then. He can do it in 2020. He is doing it in 2025. I know people that are being touched with miracles. I know people have been saved. Their eternal destiny has been decided in 2025. So he's still doing it. He did it in Daniel. He's still doing it in 2025 in the good old US thing in this world. That's a good way to end it. We'll join you back at 4:45 with Cyclone Baseball from Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark Monday, and Tuesday next week will be Monday at Crockett and Tuesday Crockett at home. So baseball's gearing up, and we're looking forward to it. We also are going to be doing Milligan baseball and softball too. So we say we're going to slow down, but so there you go. Back with you tomorrow on the show here at 11 o'clock. We'll be at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on People Street, right down from Best Buy. We'll be there tomorrow. We wrap up show number 2250, 2,250th show on this 18th day of March by telling you, as always, bloom where you're planted and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for the support of Phil's Dream Pit. Been out here every month for 16 years, coming out here every month, promoting this great organization, this great business. Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26, Phil's Dream Pit. The slogan is the quest for perfect barbecue, and they get it done, folks. There it is, Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Rejoining at 4:45 for Cyclone Baseball. Until then, as Mama used to say, hello, Deb Googe. Love that lady. Mama used to say, bloom where you're planted, and you do make a difference wherever you are. Bloom where you're planted, and for heaven's sakes, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 2,250 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, live today here at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Back at 4:45 for Cyclone Baseball. See you then.